Welcome back to the Barry Charles Footy Show, your one-stop shop for everything rugby league. As the new year has dawned, it's time for us to get ready for the footy. And yes, I'm going to go from last place last year all the way up to Penrith. And we're going to talk about each individual squad, one by one, just for you on this channel. So remember to like and subscribe if you like the footage. Let's get to it. The West Tigers 2024 possible squad, what their team's going to look like, the 17 players. I make some changes to all these squads, just for my personal opinion, what I would do with some of these squads. Some I've followed what the coaches have said they're going to do, but not always. But let's get to the West Tigers, the cellar dwellers of the competition the last two seasons. Can't get it done, don't know how to win. They were a little bit competitive for a little while, but they just fell away. Can Benji Marshall spark this team into light in 2024? That is what you're hoping. But if we look at the signings, it doesn't set the world on fire. Luke Brooks, solid player, but he's not a star. These are the players gone, sorry. Luke Brooks is gone, Dane Laurie's gone, and Tommy Talau's gone. So those three are out the door. And who have they replaced them with? Sezer, Sezer Sullivan, and some of the Whanau brothers. So what does that mean for you West Tigers fan? Is it going to be a long season? Potentially. But I don't believe... I think they can pull their way off the wooden spoon. No guarantee, but I think they might finally bounce up the ladder if everything goes well. So without no further ado, let's have a look at the West Tigers' potential top 17. I think an easy selection at fullback will be Jahream Bula. Question marks all over the show in the back line. Absolutely, you could flip a coin. You could have probably 8 players in the slot. Only definite player right here, right now, Justin Olam. And that's saying a lot. If Justin Olam's the number one pick, then you really are struggling in the back line. There are so many to pick from here, but I'm going to stick with David Nofolouma. Hopefully he can turn it around. Whether or not Benji Marshall thinks the same, we don't know. Charlie stands on the other wing for me, and Brenton Naden gets the other centre job. Obviously later on Adam Doueihi could come in, but there's also the likes of Junior Tapo and a few others that can take the void there, if reckoning. But that's just the way I've gone. Looking at this list, I just feel that's the way I'd go for the strength of the squad. The halves are going to pick themselves with Sezer Sullivan and Aiden Season. Obviously, Adam Doueihi could come back halfway through the season, but I'm suggesting a different place for Adam Doueihi anyway, which you'll find out shortly, because it's not necessarily round one tips. This is what I think the team could potentially be with everyone fit. You got no problems here with the props. You got David Nofolouma and Stefano. They're up there in the talented props, so there's nothing wrong there. Api Coruscant. John Bateman, he's debatable. He really needs to go to another level. He really struggled last year. He really needs to turn it around. I saw Papali'i struggled a bit. He started getting a bit better at the end of the season, but he's going to need to do something big. Adam Doueihi, I believe, will end up at 13, but Pole will probably play it here. Also another one, Asu Kipau could play it in the back. In the back line as well, but I've got him on the bench with Fanua Pole, Alex Twal, and you could have a few of the Whanau brothers in this, but I've gone for Salamani Whanau Butt. The Tigers' depth in squad does not look good fix when you got Jake Simpson, Alex Sayaf, Junior Tupo, and the likes Justin Matmua, the Whanau brothers, Lachlan Galvin. It just does not suggest to me a team that can go all the way, or even potentially go to the top 8. I'm going to do my list from 17 to 1 after all these. So after I've done all the way up to Penrith, done all the previews of the squads coming up, I will give my analysis of 17 to 1, rank them from 17 to 1. The West Tigers, to me, probably pushing it uphill to make the top 8 this season. I'd be stunned if they make the top 8 this season, or let's put it that way. I just don't think their squad's strong enough. Jahream Bula will help, but they need a lot more than Jahream Bula if they're going to go up the ladder. This is where, let's look at the positive for you West Tigers fans out there. The forward pack is solid. So you got David Nofolouma, you got Stefano, Api Coruscant. So that's a brilliant starting forward pack. My question mark is, how do they get the best out of Isaiah Papali'i? Because he needs early ball into gaps. That's the way he plays. He's a whole runner. And John Bateman, is he past his best? That is my concern. That's my concern, because they potentially, with Pole or Adam Dewey later in the season, potentially could be a top 4. I'm not kidding. A top 4 forward pack. If they all playing their best football. David Nofolouma has played for New South Wales and probably can potentially still play for New South Wales. Some people will say, you're kidding me, but I still think he has the talent to play for New South Wales. He's obviously just been written off, but new coach, new deliveries. If he can turn it around this season, you may never know. But where the Tigers fall down immensely is everywhere else in the team. Aiden Sezer and Sezer Sullivan are not world beaters. That's why I'm saying the top 8 is out of reach this season. I can just not see it. Aiden Sezer has been to a grand final, I understand. He'll be a solid player. And if he does have some, if Sezer Sullivan comes out of the blocks here and turns into a superstar, there's a potential they could get 8th. But I just very much doubt it. And just obviously the shining light for the Tigers last year was Jahream Bula. Clearly. Question mark if he's going to even get worse ball this year, because Luke Brooks, even though he's not a star player, but he's still very solid. So Jahream Bula, is he going to get a lot of ball this season? Is a question mark for me. Charlie Staines, can he stay on the field, get some fitness into him? Brett Nain's similar, injury prone. I just don't see the West Tigers' depth. And it's not just the West Tigers. I'm telling you now, the NRL probably doesn't deserve to have 17 teams. If I really look at the quality of players out there, even though the expansion looks like it's going to continue, if you're really looking at, but it's the same in the basketball. There's really only 8 teams competing for the titles each and every year. Same with the soccer. There's probably only 5 or 6. The EPL. So I mean, at the moment, they're doing all right. But when you're going to add probably 3 more teams and have 2 conferences, I expect that's where rugby league is going to go. Head up towards that path, the same as basketball in America. And the gridiron, I'm seeing that is happening every day of the week. I just don't think there's enough depth in the competition. And it's very, very much, there's so many other, because a lot of the quality one, or maybe the second tier ones, go to Super League for a start, or they go to rugby and play Japanese rugby and then to make some money. That's as simple as that. If you kept all those players, I'd say there'd be enough for 17 talent, but the question mark is just too diluted and it makes it too hard. So what's got to work for West Tigers to make the top 8? Well, Jahream Bula, he's going to have more experience, but he's also going to have people more after him. But clearly, Sullivan's going to be a gun. I know Cesar's going to be solid. I understand what he's going to give. But Sezer Sullivan has to come out of like a son of a gun, like he is the man possessed, and be the gun player they absolutely, if they are going to do it, Benji's going to have to work some magical dust on him and get it done. If not, it looks like a long season ahead again for the West Tigers. But yeah, it's the West Tigers in terms of outside of footy. Obviously Shane Richardson taking over as the CEO, interim CEO for now, and Barry O'Farrell, former New South Wales Premier. So they're moving in the good direction off the field. Obviously, question mark is Benji Marshall a coach. We're going to find out. We're really going to find out this season. I believe they're on the move. I don't think they're on the move to the top 8 yet, but I think potentially if they can sign a few more players, if a couple other players follow Jahream Bula to the Tigers, especially in the back line, I think that's where they need to find. If they can find another gun, if they can find a gun winger somewhere, like a Toho, he's already signed up, so it won't be him. But if they can find just a couple more probably outside backs for me, That's where I think they really need to shore up and potentially a starting prop, potentially a gun prop. If they can get that one, obviously Fanua Black was that option, but they didn't get him. That's probably where I'd be looking for the Tigers if they want to keep progressing up the ladder going forward. Yes, but to me, West Tigers fans, I don't see top 8 in the likes. I should expect to prove if they come last again, there's something badly wrong with this club because their squad is not the worst. Telling you right now, it's not the worst in this comp, but it's not the best either. So the Tigers to me, mid-range to the bottom for me, probably more likely. Although you're going to find out later where they are ranked in my thing, but they're looking mid-range for me this season. The West Tigers, they need a lot to go right for them to really go up. David Nofolouma, I think, could drag on all season and could lead to absolute turmoil in this club as well. So we will see how that one plays out. But yeah, for Benji's sake, let's hope the Tigers get at least a few more wins on the board. If they can make the top 8, it's an absolute miracle for mine. I just can't see it with the squad they currently got. But anyway, that is the Barry Charles Footy Show. That is my West Tigers preview. I will be back with more of these great previews just for you right here at Barry Charles Footy Show.